Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. Welcome to our daily quiz. Let's take a look at the first question. Technologies such as Kisan, Sabha and Bhatti for rural development have been developed by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology or by Niti Aayog or by the CSIR or by the Indian Institute of Science. See, these agricultural and rural development technologies are in news because according to this press release from the Ministry of Science and Technology, the CSIR or the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research has disseminated agricultural and rural development technologies such as Kisan Sabha and Bhatti to farmers. Kisan Sabha is essentially an application that has been developed by the National Institute of Science, Communication and Policy Research, which happens to be one of the institutions under CSIR. This application will help the farmers to directly link or connect with the supply chains, that is, with the agri supply chains, and thereby reduce their dependency on middlemen. This in turn helps improve the livelihood and income of farmers and provides for agricultural and rural development. Then the Bhatti technology is a new process of jaggery making and production that has been developed by CSIR's Indian Institute of Petroleum that is located at Dehradun. See, the traditional process and technology employed in producing jaggery leads to pollution and also increases the fuel cost, thereby making it a very inefficient process. So CSIR's Indian Institute of Petroleum has developed a new Bhatti technology and process that reduces emissions from the jaggery production process, and it also reduces the fuel cost by around 15% and increases overall production by around 25%. So this technology again will help the jaggery production industries in rural areas and will thereby provide for agricultural and rural development. So now it is very easy to answer this question. Option C is the correct answer. CSIR has developed these technologies for rural development. Now let's take a look at the second question. Which of the following statements are correct? National Supercomputing Mission is a joint initiative of Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology and Department of Science and Tech, along with CDAC or the Center for Development of Advanced Computing that is headquartered at Pune and the IISc or the Indian Institute of Science that is located at Bengaluru. The second statement says Param Ananta, a state-of-the-art supercomputer at IIT Gandhinagar, has been recently dedicated to the nation under this mission. The third statement says India has the third highest number of supercomputers in the world. So first let's understand why this topic is in news, and then it becomes easier for you to answer the question. This topic is in news because according to the PIB, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has informed that Paramananta, a supercomputer at IIT Gandhinagar, has been commissioned under the National Supercomputing Mission. This mission was launched in 2015 and it is a joint initiative of the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology and Department of Science and Technology under the Ministry of Science and Tech and is implemented along with CDAC of Pune and IISc of Bengaluru. Under this mission, India is indigenously developing and deploying supercomputers, and till date, under the National Supercomputer Mission, 15 supercomputers have been installed across research institutions in the country. Together, they have a combined computing capacity of 24 petaflops, and such high-speed supercomputing finds many applications both in the civilian domain and as well as in the military domain. So with this, we can clearly say that the first two statements are correct. However, the third statement is incorrect because India is still way behind the curve when it comes to supercomputing. The country with the highest number of supercomputers in the world is China, followed by United States and Japan. In fact, India is not even in the top 5, and hence the third statement is incorrect. So the right answer is option B, 1 and 2 only. Now coming to the third question, which of the following statements are correct? China has been pushing for a security pact and free trade agreement with the Pacific Islands Forum. It has already signed one such agreement with the Solomon Islands. China is offering to radically ramp up its activities in the South Pacific to directly challenge the influence of the United States and its allies in the strategically vital region. See, this topic is in news because according to this article in the Hindu, the Security Pact and Free Trade Agreement offered by China to the Pacific Islands Forum has been rejected by the 10 Pacific Island nations. See, this is where the Pacific Island nations are located, that is in the South Pacific between Australia and North America. In this region, you find several small island countries such as Kiribati, Marshall Islands, etc., which are part of Micronesia region. Then we also have Fiji, Vanuatu, Solomon Islands, and towards the Polynesia region, you have Tuvalu, Samoa, Cook Islands, etc. All these islands are strategically located in the South Pacific. And in this region, US and Australia have been traditionally influential, as the region also includes the Hawaiian group of islands, which belongs to the United States. In this strategic region, China has been actively expanding its influence, and recently it has signed a security agreement with Solomon Islands. Especially after US and Australia formed the AUKUS initiative with United Kingdom, and after the US and UK promised to provide nuclear submarine technology to Australia under this military security initiative, China clearly saw this as a containment strategy and a threat by Australia and US. So to counter the initiative, China has been extending its influence in the South Pacific and has been reaching out to these island countries and also to their grouping known as the Pacific Islands Forum. So based on this understanding, we can say that all the three given statements are correct and hence option D is the right answer. Now let's take a look at question number 4. Which of the following statements are incorrect? The National AI Portal is a joint initiative by the Ministry of Electronics and IT, National E-Governance Division and NASSCOM. The portal focuses on creating and nurturing a unified AI ecosystem in the country to drive excellence and leadership in knowledge creation, to develop an AI-ready, robust workforce for the future, and use AI to foster economic growth. It was launched in 2014. See, the National AI Portal is in news because according to this press release from the Ministry of Electronics and IT, the second anniversary of this initiative has been marked. The National AI Portal was launched in 2020 as a joint initiative by the Ministry of Electronics and IT, National E-Governance Division, and NASSCOM. It seeks to create and nurture an ecosystem for artificial intelligence in the country, to not just drive excellence and leadership and promote innovation in the field of AI, but also to create a robust workforce that can drive economic growth based on AI technologies. This portal has helped in creating one of the best databases on India's AI ecosystem over the last 2 years, and it is driving the vision of Digital India and Skill India. So based on this understanding, we can say that the third statement is incorrect, whereas the first two statements are correct. Since the question is asking you to identify the incorrect statements, the right answer would be option C, 3 only. Because the National AI Portal was not launched in 2014, it was launched in 2020. Now let's take up a practice question from the 2020 prelims paper. With reference to carbon nanotubes, consider the following statements. They can be used as carriers of drugs and antigens in the human body. They can be made into artificial blood capillaries for an injured part of human body. They can be used in biochemical sensors. Carbon nanotubes are biodegradable. See, carbon nanotubes can be employed in numerous applications because of its remarkable features. Carbon nanotubes exhibit remarkable electrical conductivity, exceptional tensile strength, and even thermal conductivity. And because of their nanostructure and the strength of the bonds between carbon atoms, they find applications across many areas, including electronics, optics, composite materials, material science, etc. They also find numerous applications in the biotech and healthcare industry, and they can be used for targeted drug delivery. And latest research has also shown that it is possible to make artificial blood capillaries out of carbon nanotubes for an injured part of the human body, and they can also be used as biochemical sensors, and they do undergo biodegradation. So all the 4 statements are correct, and hence option D is the right answer. Now coming to the fact of the day, let's look at this press release from the Ministry of Finance, which refers to Operation Rakth Chandan. This operation was carried out by the DRI, or the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence under the Finance Ministry, to seize a large consignment of red sanders which was being smuggled out of the country. The DRI is primarily responsible for tackling the threat of smuggling and other forms of organized crime, and along with tackling gold smuggling, drug smuggling, and other customs related offences which affect the revenue of the state, the DRI has also tried to tackle the poaching and smuggling of red sanders. Based on a specific intelligence input, the DRI has carried out Operation Rakth Chandan as per the provisions of Customs Act of 1962 and has seized a large consignment of red sanders which was being illegally exported out of the country. See, red sanders happens to be a unique flora that is endemic to the Eastern Ghats region of Andhra Pradesh and is specifically found in the Tirupati Chittoor belt of Andhra Pradesh. There is a very high demand for red sanders as it is widely used in the timber industry to make furniture, and also because of its rich color and therapeutic properties. It is widely used in the cosmetic industry and as well as in the medical industry. This precious wood finds a huge black market in China and in Southeast Asia, and it is poached and smuggled in large quantities from India. So, considering this threat, red sanders has been placed on the endangered list by the IUCN, and it is also listed under Appendix 2 of the CITES Convention. It happens to be a protected species in India, and its export is prohibited under the foreign trade policy. But despite this, the poaching and smuggling of red sanders continues. And in this context, Operation Rakth Chandan of DRI is a step towards cracking down on those criminal groups which are destroying the rich natural heritage of the country. So with this, let's bring our discussion to an end. Thanks for watching.